Hello, hello, hello. We are going to go live, just doing our testing, making sure that the functions are working correctly. Okay, awesome. It says that. All right, so that looks like we are going well. I am also going to be testing the audio. So let me make sure that the audio is working well. The audio. So let me make sure that the audio is working well. Good. So we're good to go. So thank you, thank you, thank you. This is episode 2 of Mirror Work. We're testing out everything, making sure all the links for the guests to come in is working well. As you could see in the description, this is going to be for Athanasia, going to expand more on her journey as a global business builder. The endeavor and the intention is for our episodes to be 45 minutes. Episode 1 was a long extended because we had 3 guests. Well, we had 2 guests plus myself. We're all trying out the links, trying out the hardware, making sure things are working, figuring out what all the buttons are for. So we had an extended special episode in our first soft launch. So this is our second, and we are going to be joined by Athanasia. And Athanasia is going to be one of our in-house guests for our mirror work conversations. That's going to be done on Hope Wellness channel. Right now, I am being the tester of everything here so that once I get access to Hope Wellness, I know exactly bada boom, bada bing what to do. So we are going to be joined by Athanasia today. Next week, July 25th, we're going to have Killpack. Brianna Killpack is going to join us at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we're going to have Brother Andy join us probably the following week, or it could be during that week. And then we're going to have Althea Fraser join us. Slowly but surely introducing all of the mirror work participants to the audience, and also again getting everybody familiar with the links and operating with this whole social media platform. So I'm really looking forward to it. And one of the things that came to my awareness that was very organic, that the names of all of the guests, including myself, has the word oak attached to it or in it. So we have LadyO or Opa for the O, Athanasia for the A, Althea for the A, Andy, Brother Andy for the A, Brianna Killpack for the K. And it reminded me very much so of the Isaiah 61 statement in verse 3 when it talks about the oaks of righteousness, and what Isaiah 61 is really about in regards to setting the captives free and turning people's tears and sorrows into beautiful representations of transformation, and how things that are once desolate can spring up and bring life, and your tears moving over into joy. And it just got more and more expanded upon as the guests organically came across my path. And Oak Network is a network that came to me in Inspired Thoughts 2020, 2021. And at that time, it was to build a bridge between the diaspora and the motherland, especially during the shutdown, and building bridges. And it morphed, it moved, it pivoted, and I just allow things to go. I don't hold on to when things that need to pivot. You just let it go and let it pivot. So it's been pivoting, and then I was like, okay, gonna put that away until another assigned time as to when it is. And then this organically popped up, and all the names start popping up, and uh, sounding out the letters Oak, OAK, and I just saw a pattern. So I said, okay, we're gonna run with it. So oak at that time was shown to me to be planted on purpose, for purpose, by purpose, and moving with purpose. And where all of us are of purpose, our being is of purpose. So as we get to know each other, and as you get to hear our stories, the intention is that you are moved from being inspired and motivated to seeing the possibility, that the hope that you once had, the dream that you once had, the vision that you once had, it is attainable. And not looking at the issues that's happening right now and around you, wherever you are in the world. Your dream and your vision is attainable, and it is possible. And it's all, and I'm sure you know, I'm sure you've heard, it's all about mindset. And how are you seeing challenges? How are you seeing barriers? How are you seeing disappointments? So your passion for building up and building out of where you are physically, moving up and moving out where you are in your mindset, in your maturity, your spiritual maturity, your physical being, meaning, your body. You want to get a healthier body, a much more vibrant lifestyle that supports the things that you're doing. You want to build up and you want to build out, and it's imperative. During this time, some people might still think it's option, but the more and more I see what's happening, it is no longer an option. It is okay. It is an option if you want to stay under the thumb of this energy that's out there. It is an option for you just to stay under the thumb and stay under the feet and be the footstool of this energy that is just very, very prevalent. Or you could make the decision that you're going to build up and you're going to build out from underneath that energy, right? So we're just waiting here for Athanasia. I believe I do see her coming in. Can you hear me, love? I see you, but I don't hear you. You might wanna. I think I heard a microphone on your end.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Awesome, awesome,
Excellent. Excellent.
excellent, beautiful. Were you there all along, or did you just, or were you able, just you just logged on?
No, no, I was like maybe a couple minutes late.
Oh, it's okay, it's
My
okay.
my well, for around 47 I
Okay,
logged in.
awesome. Okay, no, no, no. I didn't know if you were trying to communicate with me and I wasn't hearing you. So that's why I was wondering if that's what was occurring.
No, I was listening to you, and then paying
Okay.
very close attention to what you were saying, you know.
Okay. Okay.
You
Awesome.
see?
Okay. Well, I was just laying the foundation, waiting for you to arrive. So the rest of the time is yours. I've already introduced and I did the post on YouTube and let them know that this episode is all about you. Um,
Oh my goodness.
yes, it is all about
My
you,
goodness.
and it's all about you sharing your journey with the
My
audience
goodness.
as to how you decided to build up and build out as a global business builder and just your journey, the mirror work that you've done. So take it away. And I guess I can throw the question to you as to introduce yourself, where you are in this world, and wherever you feel to start talking about your journey. Feel
You
free.
see? That's amazing, Opa. You know, every time I was asked about my story, what's your story? Tell us a bit about you. I always had a hard time telling my story because my story is like a roller coaster. My story was not a bed of roses. You know, it's there's a lot of happiness, a lot of sadness, a lot of trauma, a little bit of a lot of everything, a little bit of everything. That's what helped me balance my life. But there were times where there were a lot of downs, and how am I going to get out of that downs in my life? So you see, when I'm asked, tell me your story, I said, do you have time for two lifetimes stories? But well, as a child, I'm from Belgium, originally from Belgium, with different ancestors. But I'll start with where my name. I'm sorry. Yes,
Hold on a minute. Hold on a
yes.
minute. Because, okay. So for some reason, the video, hold on, YouTube. This is funny. I just got a
Not working.
notification that apparently our video was taken down for community standards. Hold on a minute.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me just make sure that my notification is saying, yeah, because I'm just like, because I didn't hear you, because I was hearing you, and then all of a
yes.
sudden it stopped. Hold on. Maybe let me just make sure I'm not getting my wires crossed here. Hold on a minute, because I'm just logging in and I just saw another pop-up screen. Okay, so on YouTube, I'm seeing our picture.
All
Hold on.
right.
Okay, it's saying live. Okay, so this is odd. So just bear with me for a minute here, my dear.
That's all right.
It's saying it's saying live. So I'm seeing it saying live, but I'm not hearing anything. Okay, but hold on a minute. It's showing an old. Okay, so I'm seeing us, but hold on a minute. Okay, so yeah, you know what? Okay, keep on going. I'm recording it in the back end anyways, so we're
Okay.
just gonna, yeah, we're gonna continue going. And if it doesn't show, I'm recording it, so I'll upload it later. So continue, my dear. My apologies. So
That's
you
all right.
left off
That's all
in
right.
regards to when you ask about your story. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes, yes. So, like I said, my native land is Belgium, and and now I live actually in Canada. And before I landed in Canada, I traveled quite a bit. I since I was a little, I always like I was like some kind of I was a type of the awakening kid, like the kid that always asked questions too. and thinks and analyzes and see what's justice and what's not just, the bad and good, and like the way I was brought up, like it brought me to ask so many questions, and every time I was asking questions, I never got answers. And some of the questions were the kind of questions you get a smack if you ask those questions. So I was that type of a girl, you know. I asked questions and I didn't think sometimes, just a question. I was too honest and direct. So
Right.
boy, I got them. Like, you know, it's like, and I don't come from like, I had an abusive childhood as well, and in many ways. But that, I feel like I also, at the beginning, I never accepted what I was going through in my life. I never did. I say, why me, God? What are you doing? And I had questions. I had so many questions. But then looking back, and as years passed, looking back, I said, wow, I had to go through that in order to be who I am today, you know? So it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's on our path. We have to go through it, and we have to learn how to live with it, to be grateful for it, because there are those moments help us develop and grow in life. And yes, like I said, always wanted to go somewhere. I didn't want to be stuck just in Belgium. I wanted to explore the world, discover the world, and I wanted to discover and get to know every nationality, every culture, every people from different background and religion. So the minute I felt I had the opportunity to travel, I started traveling. I traveled to 21 countries in the world, and some of them I visited more than once because I really loved them. And I lived in 7 of them. So my mind is so broadened to the point that when I meet someone, I communicate directly with a soul. That's the way I am. I communicate with a soul. I don't look at the physique. I don't look at your background. I don't look at how you look, how tall, how short, how skinny, how sick, how I don't look at it. The first thing I I want to connect to the soul, through the eyes, looking, hi, how are you? Respect, love. That's how I like to connect with people. And integrity and honesty and loyalty as well. And that's okay. Some people are honest and they have a lot of integrity, and those kind of people, a lot of them are, to some others, are too direct. But that's okay. I love when someone is too direct with me. That's when I sense the honesty, like there. And I'm no friend with hypocrisy, honey. I'm no friend with hypocrisy. I love honesty. I love things to be based on integrity and love. And I always, since I was very young, I knew my purpose. My purpose in life was not nothing. I always envisioned that my purpose in life, and even believed, was nothing material. It was nothing material. And as I grew, there were times when I didn't meet my type of the people who were like-minded. Like I was sharing the same values, the same dreams, the same. So I had to travel sometimes and sometimes I traveled and I said, wow, did I have to travel all the way to come to another country and find someone who thinks like me, who's like me, like believes. I'm a social bird. I love people. I love socializing. I'm an extrovert. like if I go in an elevator, I have to have a conversation, something with you in an elevator, like just hi, how are you, or just smile. Like it depends on the energy also, you know.
Uh-huh.
Depends on the energy, and my life purpose was always what I felt deeply is to serve others. It was to serve not just others, to serve others, to serve God, of course, was always, I wanted to reach a greatness, but a non-materialistic, not financial aspect, the greatness that I wanted to reach. Very ambitious. I always wanted to help people. I wanted to be something because I come also from a background where there was some kind of discrimination between girls and boys. And
Mm-hmm.
that, oh my God, that's the rebellious in me was coming out.
Right.
What, there's no difference between my brother and me. Why? Why?
Right.
So that was another battle was going through. Like some to me was a little bit traumatic because why? But why am I treated this way? Because is it because I'm a girl? You know, it's like as a girl, you that was like I would talk about like 40 years ago. You know what I'm talking? Like those are 4 decades ago. And I always wanted to be somebody. I always wanted to, and that somebody was nothing my financial, materialistic. It was always something spiritual. And I always believed that to reach greatness, I would start by serving God, of course, serving God, and to be of service of everyone around me, you know, and loving, caring, respecting, and helping. I love seeing someone smile and happy. It makes me feel smile and happy inside. Although happiness comes from within, it has to start from the inside. Don't expect anybody outside from the all from the outside world or outside of you to make you happy because no, it has to be from within. You have to be happy inside
So can
and
you
grateful.
share with us the mirror work? I know you said it might have happened, how many years ago, but I wouldn't say but and those things that occurred years ago, as you said, in regards to you being a woman, a girl, and then there is the boy, the gender. Can you just expand on maybe one or like an incident that you remember that could have changed you or did change you or challenged you or impacted you in a negative way, in a positive way, or it could have been negative but you were able to invert it into a positive. um if you can share any incidents or any part of your journey where you had to look within, because we talk about the mirror work, where you had to look within, look at yourself, and you either had to take accountability or you had to be your own cheerleader or you had to talk yourself out of a situation. If you could share any one of those, that would be great.
Well, all that happened to me gradually. It was no specific incident. There
Mm-hmm.
was no specific incident. But what actually, how can I say, how did this the start made me it's this. I'm looking for the words. Make awakened to
Uh-huh.
realize that I had to take things into my hand and be more active about how I feel, how I want to live.
So because can you share, I know you said it happened a while ago, and this is part of the mirror work when I do mirror work coaching, because clarity and very laser focus um, allows true revelation of what this thing was or what this incident was, what you were able to tap into. Because what
Okay.
I what I know to be true is tests and trials or barriers or whatever, they keep reoccurring, and they're reoccurring to either build a muscle, build some type of resilience, or to shine a light in an area that needs to be strengthened, or wanting to encourage you. Or if you could be more specific in an incident that occurred, or even if you said it happened over a period of time, what was the it that
Oh,
happened over a period of time? Mm-hmm.
the incident was when my father was doing business with Iran during a revolution time in Iran. Somehow they decided to register me there and study theology in Iran during war.
Mm-hmm.
So They had control over because I was a teenager, and they had made some arrangement for me to stay like it's like how do you call it, boarding school in Iran.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that was during war. There was bombing and things, all kind of things was happening during war. I've seen bodies apart, and I've seen I was there, like the alarm, the siren would come off in the middle of the night. We had to hide, no light, no cigarette, no, like nothing had to be lit. And the boarding school I was beside a military base in Iran. So I lived there for about 4.5 years. But when I left there, I left like when I had to make a decision. I didn't even have my passport in my hands. My passport was given to one of those responsibles of the boarding school, the whatever they want to call them. They were imams. They were calling them all imams. Imam this, imam that. They all had this imam title. So they had my passport, so I had no other way to leave or to escape or to whatever. Like I was a teenager, I was scared. I never thought of running away. I said, like, well, I was kind of girls who were listening. I was the listening type of a girl when I was very young. And then living in Iran within 6 months, I just had one communication with my mother over the phone within 6 months. Like, and I started wondering who sends his child to the war country, not knowing, like I felt also abandoned. So the abandonment and being in a war country and studying theology that they wanted me to study, so everything was like dictated to me. When I decided to come back, I had to fake an illness. I had to go to the point that they were going to operate, and then the parents got involved. Okay, she's got some kind of, like, I don't remember what kind of disease it was, to be honest, and came back finally to Germany and back in Belgium. And but those 4.5 years changed me completely, and I was a female and a male at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking that way, like I'm very independent. I will not rely on anyone to help me live or to listen to anyone. And like I was very, and I became a very the type of person who was analyzing too much. And the trust, I had to work on the trust again, because if I had lost trust towards my parents and family, the trust, if you don't have that trust, it's very hard to trust anybody and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to work on my trust level as well. uh, Absolutely, yes. And there were times where I was drinking to cope with it, but I never fell to the pit where I was taking hard substances to cope with it, or becoming like drinking every day to cope with it. Or my healing, actually, what helped me heal was trusting God, believing in God. Absolutely, still questioning if you had few questions, but as I was day by day, I was were going by, I would understand why was it meant for me to go through what I went through. And I had become to the point where I was grateful for it. And when me saying thank you, God, and being grateful for even the bad, I had tears. I said, I can't believe it took me like about close to 50 years to start to thank God. Thank you for the good and bad, and thank you, humanity, even those who hurt me. I even forgave them, and I said thank you to them, like loudly, out loud, and I had tears. And I said, wow, it's part of awakening spirituality. And I became like so independent. The only person I would trust, or the only thing I would trust, would be God and myself. There was a time where I felt like that was only God and me.
I would like to, like what you just shared was so powerful and so profound. And I very, 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 it was profound in regards to when you said you came to the point of actually being grateful and thanking those that meant you harm. And if we can kind of sit in that statement, the mirror work that you had to go through for you to then look at the situation and how or why did you see the importance, or why did you decide or made the decision, or what value did you see, or what propelled you to say, I need to thank those that meant me harm in a situation like like what you just described. If you can, as best as you can, describe the moments that this negative situation came to your attention, that you need to be, that you made the decision to be grateful for. Do you remember that moment, or why that came upon you, or
I'll be honest with you, it's like I said, it's just as my journey days were going by, that's how I was spiritually awakening slowly, slowly, and being grateful slowly, slowly. It's there's no moment that like I was like made me become who I am. It was like my daily journey of my life.
but the question now is, why did the why did gratitude pop up? I know you said it's day by day and slowly by slowly, but why did gratitude? Why not anger? Why not resentment? Like, what about gratitude showed up? And
Okay,
right.
I
Mm-hmm.
I had anger and resentment and being vindictive and wishing them harm, and oh, I had all kind of things. I had like very negative reactions. I was there was a time where I was the type of person who was aggressive with people, not violent but aggressive, you know. And I realized that I should not be aggressive with everybody either. It's not that people's fault, but I generalized. What was done to me made me hate humanity in general.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized slowly, slowly that it's not everybody's fault what I went through.
When you
And
said you
even
realized, when you said you realized slowly, slowly, it was not everybody's fault, and you started to pull back from the anger and the frustration. When you said you realized, when the realization, was it as a result of your theology, your Christian faith? Did something happen that you saw, oh, it's not their fault? Do you remember how you
it's a
realized? Mm-hmm.
yes, theology and Christian faith and traveling. Traveling, I met amazing people through traveling, and I met a lot of awakening people, spiritual people, religious people, and I saw how I was treated, you know, and that's made me realize like there's a lot of good people around, and
Mm-hmm.
those who were helping me were nice to me, and I showed more and more love towards people. I was more loving, and I was sometimes extra loving. Like my kids tell me, "Mom, you tell us you love us too much. You kiss us too much. Mom, you hug us too much."
Mm-hmm.
I said to them sometimes, "Well, I'm giving you extra because maybe it's because I was lacking that when I was your ages, so I'm giving it to you." Because I don't want you to feel it, to feel what
Right.
I felt when I was a child or
Right.
a teenager.
Right.
So yes, it was meeting people, traveling. Uh, yes, theology, Christianity. Yeah, when it comes to Christianity, it was always something I felt comfort. I felt comfort in Christianity. I felt comfort in reading the Bible
Mm-hmm.
and love. Everything should be is based on love, and the more I read the Bible, I would like believe it. When I was pregnant with my twins, my husband read the Bible every night. Every night, he didn't even miss one day. And I would tell him, and I would go to bed and I would say, open that Bible, please. Read the next page. Where
Mhm.
you stopped yesterday, just continue. He read the whole Bible, and he said he read the whole Bible because of me.
Did you meet your husband? So obviously you met your husband. Did your husband grow up in the same war environment as you, or you met him as
No,
you're
no,
traveling?
no, no, no. My husband is Greek. My
Mm.
husband is Greek, and he grew up in a Greek culture and Canadian, Greek and Canadian culture.
Mhm.
So it's totally, we come from two different two different worlds, two different culture, two different everything.
Mhm.
And well, like we call it, match made in heaven sometimes.
Right.
It's like he wanted to discover something about me. I wanted to discover something about him, and just like it's like when we met, it was like we had already met before.
Mhm. Mhm.
And what can I say? I'm just very blessed and grateful. And I think after meeting my husband and having my twins, that's when I said, I made me become even more grateful because I told myself if I hadn't been where I went or had well, been in my life, because I also lived in Greece when I was an artist. I used to also I made a CD actually, and I was also a professional singer, not for long, not for long, and a belly dancer. So I was also traveling due to the artistic field I was in.
Mhm.
I lived in Greece because of that as well. But no, I met my husband in Toronto. Actually, I met him in Toronto,
Okay. Okay.
and he wanted to discover people from different part of the world. I wanted to be with someone and discover someone with from different part of the world. And I always felt like that. My mission was also to bring everybody together, no matter where they come from and who they are, and what. They believe because eventually it's love that people are attracted to love and by love.
Mhm. Mhm. You're absolutely right. So now the mirror work that you did after growing up and feeling abandoned, being in that war environment and wondering why, like, which parent, which guardian would, send their child in there and just leave them, not hearing them for 6 months. You went through that turmoil. Then you went
Yes,
through that part of coming as you're traveling, you're meeting other people that at one point you were hating a general group of people, and then as you traveled you get to meet people from that group and you realize, oh, not everybody's like that. So then you started to change your viewpoints, and then that's where you now decided through theology and your Christian journey that you had to show gratitude for that negative experience as a result of it shaping you into that strong person that was able now to see people for who they are and not the actions of a group. Is that
yes, absolutely.
got it? Got it.
Yes,
Now
yes,
through that mirror
absolutely.
work and through that journey, you traveled. That's where you met your husband. And
And
then
during my yes,
continue.
during my travels, I was also studying
Okay.
from theology. I studied also 1 year journalism. I studied nutrition, and I studied as well in England business.
Mm-hmm.
So into business and be wanting to become an entrepreneur led me to deal again, which I wanted to do all my life, deal with people from different parts of the world. And in entrepreneurship, I found it.
Mm-hmm.
I found it within the entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm. And
where
yeah,
it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, and what race. Because I always felt like about 40 years ago, even in Belgium, there was a lot of discrimination. Huh?
mm-hmm.
Towards not just doesn't matter what background you had, even towards Italians and Greeks and Spanish, there was discrimination
Mm-hmm.
in Belgium. So it didn't matter. Like discrimination was if you were not originally like
From Belgium.
from Belgium, there was a lot of discrimination. Look at these Mediterraneans, look at these Greeks, Turks, North Africans, Latinos. Like they felt like that was like they came to take something away from us.
Mm,
So, and I was always against discrimination. Like
right.
I felt like, and every family was living like it was discrimination was something like normal. I
Mm,
felt like grew up saying, man, discrimination is not normal.
mm. So there was a time where you were surrounded by an energy that made discrimination seem like a normal part of living.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
there was something in you that said, no, this isn't normal. We should not be discriminating.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I would say, and I would be told, oh, please, just, sorry, excuse the language, shut up. You don't
Mhm,
know what you're talking about. Oh, really?
mhm. And it's again, fast forward to where we are now here in Canada, where the discrimination and the segregation of people because of status, as if it's a normal thing, and wanting to normalize it. And again, it's like, no, it is not normal to discriminate people or to make people feel like they're different because of.
I will never stand for it. And there's something in me that will never allow me to stay quiet. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. That's it's like I remember my grandmother used to say about Sarah. Look, Sarah, she always said she's very honest and direct, and she loves justice, and that's my character since I was little till now. I will never allow injustice and discriminatory behavior towards anyone.
And it also goes with your background, right? Being in that type of environment in war and the discrimination that you went through, from there to Belgium. It either makes you turn into that negative energy, or you decide never to be that negative energy. It can go both ways, where people, they say hurt people. So, people
Yes.
can go through that experience and come out discriminating others because they want people to feel what they felt, or they felt, as you said,
Mhm.
it's normal to discriminate. Or you can go through that and say, I'm never going to participate in being that person to someone else. I'm never going to be that because I remember how it felt.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And absolutely. And I wouldn't even allow someone to feel, accept someone, seeing someone to feel that will go through that.
And I commend you for that. And it's more of that energy and those type of people that the world needs. People that
Mhm.
went through things and said, I'm never going to allow that to happen, or never turn myself into that. And that is why, for the past couple years, it was always important for me to always remind and bring that up in every conversation. If you It comes back to the quote unquote golden rule: treat people the way you would like to be treated, or that you would want to be treated, or you desire to be treated. um
Yes.
if you desire to be segregated, if you desire to want to be treated a certain way, that's your desire. I don't believe there's anyone that would say, yes, pick me and treat me bad. I don't believe there's anybody that would desire to be treated badly. However, we have an energy that has permitted the bad treatment of your fellow human being because of fear. And fear
Yes.
has now been the license why we are doing
Yes.
something we know we ought not to do. And it's okay because we are in fear. And if we
Yes.
could remember and remind, and I always speak directly to the Christian population, that if they remember that there is a saying in the same book that many of their leaders have misrepresented during the past 2 years of our trials of human beings,
Mhm.
that we were not given the spirit of fear, It's not given to us as in this is your automatic, this is your, it's not given to us. What was
No.
given to us was love, power, and sound mind.
Hmm.
That's what was given to us. Fear
Absolutely.
is what we take, what we accept, what we decide to say, yes, I am going to participate in. But it was never automatically given, because that is not the automatic characteristic of who created us and what we were created from. So it the past 2 years have been very, very reflective in the mirror work of, I would want or desire for the Christian population to really reflect on the last 2 years and look in the
Hmm.
mirror and see what was the reflection. What did they reflect? Did they reflect fear? Did they reflect the image of fear and what fear told them to do, and they participated in
Yeah.
what fear says, you need to act like this? Or did they reflect love, power, and soundness of mind, logic, critical thinking, being able to think? What did they reflect? So for you, I know you said that you now traveled entrepreneurship, and this is where you again rekindled your love for working with people. And why do, like I know the answer, but just for, the purpose of the conversation, why did you decide that entrepreneurship is better than being under the direction of a job, direction of somebody else's timestamp? Why, or do you remember when you made that decision, or you saw the importance of why being an entrepreneur was better?
Well, yes, I love the feeling of being free and independent, and I work better that way actually. When I'm monotonous, like autonomy. I'm
Yep.
very I'm very independent, and I perform better when I'm independent and not being supervised. First of all,
Yep.
I didn't like the idea of working for someone and dictate to me, and because I see my sisters had. Especially one of them, she was a single mother, and I saw how she struggled. She had two boys, and she was working for the airline, a German airline actually, a company in Belgium. And I saw how she struggled, and she needed permission to take her kids to go for soccer, to take them to the soccer. She needed a certain. It was too much for her at the end. She needed to authorization to just take days off or to sick days, and I said that this one is going to end up having a heart attack or dying here because she's not living.
Hmm.
And I said, I don't want to go. I don't want to go through the same thing in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw two. I have two other sisters working for a company that they work more than they're supposed to, and their raises there's hardly barely any raise.
Mm.
But I told them one day, you are slaves. I don't want to be a slave.
No, you're
But
right.
it was in a way I wasn't criticizing them or diminishing or belittling them. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
we're having a discussion, and they would realize they said, "Well, we understand what you mean, but it's stability. They were comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
They were comfortable in their comfort zone there, and that comfort zone for me was not comfort, was not freedom.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to go for entrepreneurship, and I love helping others.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I never became an entrepreneur to chase money because money came after. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to. That's why I wanted to make sure that I knew who I was with, what I was promoting, what I was sharing.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to really make sure because it's also my reputation here, and I know who I am, and I don't want to be taking advantage of people just to get a penny or
Right.
Except $5, $100, $1,000. That's not. I would not be happy with myself if I feel like my work is based on dishonesty and lies and using and taking advantage of people. And
Yeah.
I found that being an entrepreneur allows you to be, and again, to connect with the world.
Yeah.
I love the international aspect, travel, meeting people, self-development. And you self-development, even reading the Bible. I have a friend of mine who reads the Bible every day. Actually, as a matter of fact, she's a pastor. And we were doing some training, like a 90-day program training. And I see, and then we had to report, we had to like share our activity level. When with self-development, I would see 1 hour here, 1 hour there. I said, hey sister, I said to her, you are into self-development every day. You read the Bible every day, you preach it every day. This is self-development. What do you think it is?
Self-development.
Oh my God. And then after that, I could see her. Mark there, mark there, mark there. Way to go, girl. I said,
Yeah.
like she's like over 100 hours a week. She's in self-development and helping others and
Right.
praying for others. That's more than self-development, but that's included also in being an entrepreneur. I get to take advantage, like take no, to get to not take advantage in the negative way, to use that to build it ethically, to
Yes.
build my business ethically. And Bible has a lot of answers,
Yes,
or
it
all
does.
the answers. You
It,
have to read between the verses too, because they don't some of the answers are between verses that people don't
um,
understand
I
or can't
tell
read.
people, no, you're absolutely right. The Bible, like, there's a academy that I'm in with Myron Golden, and it's talking about how to build business using biblical principles, because the Bible is based, like, if for some, and this is why I said, a couple minutes back, where there are people on pedestals or they're on pulpits and they're not properly and accurately teaching and preaching the words in this book called the Bible. Because the Bible
Absolutely.
is a success manual, and not just
Absolutely.
success manual for your spiritual, for the afterlife. It's a success manual for right now. And the principles are for right now. And we, being, as you say, entrepreneurs and having our own business and not being under the bondage or being under the footstool of someone else, that is biblical principle. It's not, it is, if the Bible is properly read and sought and really taught accurately, anytime the people of God is under any control or any leadership or any man or woman, there's always a drama. There's always chaos,
Abs- yes.
right?
Yes.
There's always
Yes.
chaos. And that is when it's, we talk about the revelation of the whole purpose of the return of truth, to emancipate and to set the people free. And I was talking about the Isaiah 61 chapter verse 3, and we're talking about oak being the oaks of righteousness and setting the people free and freedom. And this is the fear, again, the same fear that has crippled us is the same fear that somehow has told
Yeah.
those that make the money that, hey, if we don't have them working for us, the fear is that we no longer exist. If
Yeah.
we don't keep this environment or this cultural belief in society that they have to work for someone, the fear is that they're not working for no one. And then if they
Hmm.
don't work for no one and they work together, back again, like how it was, the bartering, everybody had their own and we bartered, we traded, right?
Yeah. Yep.
If we really allow them to remember the truth and go back to the truth, they would not be working for anyone. They'll be working for themselves, and they would see the equality, the equalness
Hmm.
of working for themselves and trading with each other their goods and services for the lifestyle that they require. But we can't teach them that, and we cannot remind them of that. We have to keep them believing that they have to trade their human resources, their value, their time for our currency, that we determine their value. Their value
Yeah.
as in their time. You are worth
Yes.
$16 an hour, whereas that woman is worth $32 an hour. That man over there is worth $42 an hour.
Oh my
Then this
goodness.
other man is worth, you know,
Yeah.
comparing to if we are entrepreneurs with our products and our services, then we are determining. And then this is what they don't like. See, the oil, the gas, there's those people that like to determine the value of the market, and then we have to comply. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want that to be now mainstream, where we are all determining the value of our services and our goods, right?
Absolutely.
They don't want
Absolutely.
us doing that. So if we have people, and that's why I'm very appreciative of Myron Golden, and anybody that wants to tap into Myron Golden's biblical teachings of how we are supposed to be building businesses and being our
I will.
own
I
bosses.
will have to find. I will have to find time to go check
Yes, it's on Hope
Mr.
Wellness.
Golden. I will have to find time because
Yeah.
I've heard of him before, but I really never.
Well, there's some free resources on hopewellness.info,
I will.
hopewellness.info. There's a page there specifically for him. It's called Myron Wealthness Info. There's some free videos, free content. Um, and let me tell you, this man, I'm so happy I crossed paths with his principles and his teachings, and I was able to join his academy. And I'm dumb. I I understand why teachers like Myron are not being well known or well spoken, because again, the
Yeah.
fear of, if
Yeah.
more people get to know who he is and start to apply his principles, the power shift is definitely going to occur. And remember, the
Absolutely.
fear for those on top is that the power shift never occurs, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
So
yep.
I think I'm sorry, Oprah.
No,
You
no,
have
it's okay.
somebody else coming after me.
Yes, no, no, no. So no, this is you. This is all you. Your segment. This was all about you and for you to share the journey. So
Well,
thank you so much. Yeah,
I'm
no.
very happy. But you know what? My laugh, I always kept that laugh. Even when I was up and down, I always laughed the way I laugh. Like I
Laughter.
always laugh.
Yeah, no,
I always laugh.
laughter is good medicine. And same when I say my hashtag is still smiling. Smiling and
Smile, yes.
laughing is
Yes.
it's good for the soul, because it's a reminder that you have not been knocked down and you have not been defeated. So
And
thank
the
you.
other
Yes,
and the
continue.
other thing I'm grateful for on my journey is to have met you, Opa. Although we haven't met physically in
Yes.
person, but our energy definitely met.
And we have many more meetings to go, because I want to see how I can alternate you and Killpack and Brie and Althea and Brother Andy. So, seeing that I have four of you, we might be able to do once a month. So, every week, like you do one week, Brianna do another week, Brianna Killpack does another week, Althea does another week, so that we rotate. And my intention is, as we share our journey and we share our whys, and we be more laser focused as to the things that occurred in our lives and how we were able to shift the mindset,
Yes.
that we would inspire and encourage others to no longer stay in this survival mode. I'm just surviving. I'm just surviving a job. I'm just surviving a life. I'm just surviving in a relationship, and desire to want to start to thrive and be the man and woman that they were designed to be, and not what society desires them to be,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Athanasia, for your time. I know your middle name is Athanasia, your first name is Sarah, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna go with that beautiful, unique middle name, Athanasia. I love it, and it
You
goes
know
with
how to pronounce it. You say it beautifully, so it has to be that one. That's it.
Athanasia. I thank you so much. I appreciate you.
I
So
appreciate you as well, Opa.
you're
I
very
love spending. Thank you for your precious time and for inviting me to this wonderful event podcast. You are a creator yourself as well in your own beautiful ways, and you love helping others. You have a lot of respect for others, and I love surrounding myself by beautiful human beings like you. That's all I can say.
Thank you so much. And the
You're
feeling is
very
mutual.
welcome.
So I'm going to sign you off. Thank you for your time. I know you've overextended and you stayed longer, and I appreciate that.
That's okay.
So we will talk again, okay, Athanasia?
Yes, thank you very much, Opa. You have a wonderful evening.
You too, love.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. So thank you guys for staying and hanging with us. I really appreciate it. We are going to have these conversations, and we're going to share. I'm sure Athanasia has many journeys and many different stories, and it's intentional for me to laser focus as I hear them sharing stories that would represent other journeys that might not be heard. Not too sure how many of you know of someone was that was born in a war torn environment where their school is right next to the places that are being bombed, and not being able to speak to your family for 6 months. And so obviously you're feeling abandoned. And the question is, why would you send me here? Who does that? And all of that. And as a result of Athanasia's journey, I know there's many stories that we're going to unpack. And for many of you that are immigrants from that type of environment, and it's now made you feel or believe that you're just in survival mode, I'm wanting you to see Athanasia as your mirror, and looking at what she's been through and mirror your journey. Does it reflect the same live life experiences? And now you see her, you're hearing her, and she's not in a survival mode anymore. How? Why? What is she doing? How did she get there? You're going to hear about Killpack, Brianna Killpack, and her journey as a single mother, and her journey in the USA, Utah, and maybe other states that she's journeyed, being a waitress, single mother. Is Killpack your mirror? Can you look at Killpack and say, okay, I could see me in you. I could see my journey in you. When Brother Andy, the man, the male, the man of this mirror work, comes to the table and shares his journey, can you say, wow, okay, Brother Andy, I could see the mirror journey that we have? When Althea Fraser comes at the table and comes across the mirror work conversations and share her journey. So it's about seeing yourself, parts, the whole in these journeys, and hearing that we're no longer in survival mode, and how. And then it comes back to what it is, your definition of thriving. And thriving for Athanasia or someone of her journey is to not be in that environment of not knowing when you're going to be bombed or when you're going to hear those sirens, or being in that abusive kind of environment that's just always PTSD till you don't even know what is normal, or that is now normal. As she said, when she moved to Belgium, it being an environment that discrimination was a normal thing. So it's like, get over it. Like, what are you talking about? And her knowing that, no, this is not normal. So what is thriving? What is the environment of thriving? For others, like Killpack is going to be talking about the finances and the thriving financially. For all of us, obviously, being able to travel and not live under somebody's dictation of your value. Why? Because they desire for you not to tap into how you were designed. You were not designed for a man to say you are worth $14, you are worth $8, you are worth under the table, you are worth 50, you are worth 30, you are worth. We were not designed. It is their desire for us to rinse and repeat that with your children, to bring them up telling them that their worth is based on a system created by man, telling them what their human time on this earth is worth. So stick around and see which one of the guests mirrors your journey, your live life experience or experiences. It could be one, it could be more than one, it could be all of us have stories that mirror what you've gone through. And now you know that you do not have to live in survival mode. And yes, the systems that be are not going to be happy. That's because they desire to keep you in the way they designed you to. This is LadyO. Stay in action, faith, and possibility. Walk in and protect your light. Your purpose will find you. Say what you mean and live like you mean what you say. Thank you so much for joining us for a Mirror Work conversation. Really appreciate it. We would be back next Monday with my guests will be Brianna Killpack. Killpack is going to be with us 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, and Brianna is going to share her journey. And you can take a listen and see if her journey mirrors yours. The whole thing, parts of it, and you determine that from there. Have a wonderful rest of your day.